Hey everyone, just doing my normal morning research here, my morning reading. Hey, Flat Earth Subgenius here. Hi, lovely followers. You guys are beautiful people. Now, got this brief history of time here, from the Big Bang to black holes. Old Stephen Hawking. Oh, with an introduction by Carl Sagan. There's the introduction by Sagan. Let's see here. Chapter 1. Our Picture of the Universe. A well-known scientist, some say it was Bertrand Russell, once gave a public lecture on astronomy. He described how the Earth orbits around the Sun, and how the Sun, in turn, orbits around the center of a vast collection of stars called our galaxy. At the end of the lecture, a little old lady in the back of the room got up and said, "Well, what you have told us is rubbish. The world is really a flat plate, supported in the back of a giant tortoise." The scientist gave a superior smile before replying, "What is the tortoise standing on?" "You're very clever, young man, very clever," said the old lady, "but it's turtles all the way down." Yeah, most people would find this picture of our universe as an infinite tower of tortoises rather ridiculous. But why do we think we know better? See? Now, I find it very interesting, all of this. What is the nature of time? Will it ever come to an end? Someday these answers may seem as obvious to us as the Earth orbiting the Sun, or perhaps as ridiculous as a tower of turtles. Only time, whatever that may be, will tell. As long ago as 340 BC, the Greek philosopher Aristotle, in his book On the Heavens, was able to put forward two good arguments for believing that the Earth was a round sphere rather than a flat plate. First, he realized that eclipses of the moon were caused by the Earth coming between the sun and the moon. It's just, so this is just going to go, Stephen Hawking's going to break it down for me. He's going to tell me all about Copernicus's ideas. Aristotle thought that the Earth was stationary and that the sun, moon, and planets and stars moved in circular orbits about the Earth. He believed this because he felt, for mystical reasons, that the Earth was the center of the universe, and that circular motion was the most perfect. Polygamy? Oh, polygamy. Jesus Christ. Got some this video, yeah, see, it's going to go through the Copernican theories, Galileo, Kepler, Copernican model, Newton's stupid laws. So this is going to be great. I thought that was great. Just wanted to give you guys that treat. Bob Dubs, Bob Dubs. So there's Cosmos by Carl Sagan. And he just says the same stuff. It's all the same stuff. Eratosthenes was a scientist, and his musings on these commonplaces changed the world. In a way, they made the world. Eratosthenes had the presence of mind to do an experiment, actually to observe whether in Alexandria vertical sticks cast shadows near noon on June 21st, and he discovered sticks do. Oh, by the way, all these drawings are they're just artist renderings. The painting by John Allison. It says painting there. They're all paintings. See, there was all cartoons, drawings, and paintings, and then they upgraded it to CGI. Disney, now they're upgrading all their old cartoon movies to CGI. Make more money. Okay. Eratosthenes asked himself how, at the same moment, a stick in Syene could cast no shadow and a stick in Alexandria, far to the north, could cast a pronounced shadow. Consider a map of ancient Egypt with two vertical sticks of equal length, one stuck in Alexandria, the other stuck in Syene. Suppose that At a certain moment, each stick casts no shadow at all. This is perfectly easy to understand, provided the earth is flat. The sun would then be directly overhead. So blah blah blah. They're all obsessed with the flat earth. They all can't figure it out. That's Sagan and Hawking there. Now let's go on to Robert Anton Wilson. I'm still reading this goddamn book because I really haven't gone forward into it. I'm reading other books, but I keep using this as reference, and I'll finish it. But let's see what old Robert Anton. Oh, this book is a non-fiction book, and he's talking about the flat Earth and this all the time. And like I said in my previous video with Robert Anton Wilson, that he uses the flat Earth as an intelligence test. So let's see all these articles about Robert Anton Wilson. Let's see what he thought about the flat Earth some more. So this is Robert Anton Wilson's website, his official website. So that's his official website. Let's see here, and it's going to take me a long time to go through all of his stuff, but yeah. I've recently noticed, as if for the first time, that when people pray, they always look upward, perpendicular to whatever place they're standing, or kneeling, or groveling. I deduce that they conceive of their God as topologically isomorphic to a huge donut, about 1,000 miles wider than Earth. Of course, if people if people ever pray at the North or South Poles, this would have to change. Then God would become isomorphic to a hollow sphere. When I raised this issue in a blog recently, Paul Kressner asked, does this mean that the Pledge of Allegiance should be changed to one nation inside God? Not necessarily, although the Bible and Quran always speak of their God as above Christians, Jews, and Muslims. Christians, Jews, and Muslims can either accept what their rituals imply, a donut God, or return to a flat earth. That's just a quick little thing. I'm just going to go through a bunch of his different articles that he wrote. So this is let's see here, go all the way to the top. This is anarchistnews.org. So this is posted on the 16th, an interview with Robert Anton Wilson. Good old Bob. So let's see here. See, he's always talking about the flat earth. Just can't get it out of his little head, even though he makes fun of it and he thinks it's stupid. So Wilson, let's see here. This guy asks, how would you have international controls enforced? How would you manage to regulate such things as health and disease? How would you settle problems like debates over who gets water from the Colorado River? How would you handle the growing complexities of international trade and commerce if you don't have some sort of governmental control that could function on this scale, on a scale this large? Wilson, well, the answer to that is that the idea that these things could only be done through governmental control is an error of the human mind, similar to an error long ago that the earth was flat. This is firmly implanted in everyone's head, but the anarchist just happens to be the man who challenges it. Yes, Robert Anton Wilson, the anarchist is the man who happens to challenge the status quo of the globe fucking spinning monkey earth. So let's go to this one. This is Robert Anton Wilson, author, date 1999. Let's see here. Yeah. Well, after all, let's see here. After all, the earth looks flat. Worse yet, if 10 witnesses at an accident are questioned, 10 slightly different stories always emerge. And sometimes the differences are huge, not slight. What else? Another article by Robert Anton Wilson. September 23rd, of course, Robert Anton Wilson is surrounded by 23s. When he was still alive in 2004, excuse me, In another interview, more pacificviews.org, more interviews from Robert Anton Wilson being interviewed by this guy. So go, let's see here. Let's see here. But I also, I should read all of this, but you guys can, let's see here. The Arabs, see, he's talking about conspiracies. I also write about, fuck it, I'll read it. I also write about conspiracies because conspiracies exist. The KGB once set up a bank in San Jose, California to monitor computer corporations to see who might be in financial hot water and willing to sell U.S. military technology for a suitable bribe. They even had profiles of financial irregularities to identify which executives had expensive mistresses, which had cocaine habits, and so on. That's true. It really happened. But it sounds like one of my plots, doesn't it? Sorry, I'm switching over to Robert Anton Wilson's voice, a little deep. It's rather typical. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. And it's typical rather than unique. Half the citizens of California are conspiring to get enough marijuana for next Saturday's party. It's true. And the U.S. government is conspiring to prevent them from doing that. The arts and literature world is in constant warfare between rival conspiracies, which call themselves schools of art or schools of literature or affinity groups. But each school or affinity group looks like a damned self-serving conspiracy to those outside it. Corporations continually get caught buying Congress entities, and I am trying to avoid the human chauvinism of saying congresspersons. Oh, I'm trying to avoid. Or fixing prices or lying to the public about safety issues or even paying the CIA for covert operations. The Vatican conspires to make the Western world Catholic again, or at least make us obey Catholic laws, and the Freemasons plot to keep us Protestant. The Arabs, whenever they stop conspiring against each other, get together and conspire to take some of the power away from the Western imperialists. Washington, the lethal crown of world power, is such a hotbed of rival conspiracies that Henry Kissinger once said, anybody here who isn't paranoid must be crazy. In a world like this, the liberal dogma that no conspiracies ever affect history is on all fours with the flat earth theory, or trying to cure cancer with the hair of the seventh son of a seventh son. Henry Kissinger once said that, huh? Henry Kissinger once said, anybody here who isn't paranoid must be crazy. Oh, so he said that. Yeah. Henry Kissinger once said, anybody here who isn't paranoid must be crazy in Washington. So then Robert Anton Wilson goes on to say, in a world like this, the liberal dogma that no conspiracies ever affect history is on all fours with the flat earth theory, or trying to cure cancer with the hair of the seventh son of a seventh son. Let's see here. He derailed the conversation. He quickly derailed the conversation. Another thing that bothers me, why don't we ever challenge the spherical earth theory? Huh? This is from a passage in the Illuminatus trilogy, one of Robert Anton Wilson's book. Look, Joe said, if all the scientists and eggheads and commies and liberals are pushing it in our schools all the time, there must be something a little fishy about it. Did you ever stop to think that there's no way, just no way at all, to reconcile a spherical earth with the story of the flood or Joshua's miracle or Jesus standing on the pinnacle of the temple and seeing all the kingdoms of the earth? And I ask you, man to man, in all your travels, have you ever seen the curvature anywhere? Every place I've been is flat. Are we going to trust the Bible and the evidence of our own senses? Or are we going to listen to a bunch of agnostics and atheists and laboratory smocks? But the Earth's shadow on the moon during an eclipse. Joe took a dime out of his pocket and held it up. This casts a circular shadow, but it's flat, not spherical. Kotek stared into space for a long moment, while Joe waited with suppressed excitement. You know something, Kotek finally said? All the Bible miracles and all our own travels and the shadow on the moon would make sense if the Earth was shaped like a carrot, and all the continents were on the flat end. So, one more thing here so I can finally delete all this, because it was slowing down my computer and I was losing my freaking mind for the past 2 days, because it takes me a half hour to watch a 5-minute video. So I can delete this. Delete. After all, the Earth looks fat. Delete. Yes. Delete. Delete. And for the final little treat for you guys please like this video, subscribe, share my videos, tell other people to watch my videos, share my freaking videos. But this is Robert Anton Wilson. What does he have to say?
Well, my wife is Jewish. Well, that was Jewish. And when you get into this infinite regress like that, eventually you lose your temper, and then you feel you're as dumb as the guy you're arguing with. Oliver Wendell Holmes called that the hydrostatic principle of controversy. The fools drag everybody down to their own level. Well, Sartre noticed this particularly in anti-Semites. But I've noticed it in all sorts of dogmatic people that hold this strain, like the flat earthers. You get into an argument with a flat earther, and I guarantee you lose your temper before he loses it, because he's enjoying being stupid. He's enjoying making you angry just by sticking to a position which he knows nobody else can believe. That also gives you a feeling of belonging to the elite. Everybody else is too stupid to see the truth, but I belong to the small group that knows the truth. After you believe that, you're ready when the leader says, here's your cyanide Kool-Aid, have a drink. Oh yeah, sure. You swallow it all down. Sorts of dogmatic people that eventually Wendell Holmes called that the hydrostatic principle of controversy. The fools drag everybody down to their own level. Well, Sartre noticed this particularly in anti-Semites. But I've noticed in all sorts of dogmatic people that hold this strain, like the flat earthers. You get into an argument with a flat earther, and I guarantee you lose your temper before he loses it, because
Yeah, I know, Rob. I know, Bob. That's what Alan Watts said. What will you do? What will you do when you meet someone who knows that the Earth is flat? It seems like you met it seems like Robert was studying the controlled opposition, the Flat Earth Society, the one who believed that it's like a flat disc, and then it's the gravity is, they still have gravity in their model, and it's pushing the Earth up. That's seems like Robert Anton Wilson. He got stuck. Terence McKenna got stuck with like believing that like the satellite images from Jupiter, and Robert Anton Wilson was the same way. Really loved Jack Parsons. Robert Anton Wilson was a really, really big Jack Parsons fan. Scientist, occultist, father of aerospace, thrust propulsion, rockets. Just do a little more research, though, and you'll get to know how these people felt about things. I really enjoy breaking down Robert Anton Wilson, Alan Watts, Terence McKenna. These are my favorite people, and I really like breaking down their own thoughts, opinions, viewpoints. Like I said, I just wanted to share that. Everyone have a great week.